How's it going, everybody? This is Aliaskhab, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
I've never wanted to punch someone in the nuts so bad. Rich the Casual asked me what my favorite part about the fights last night was, and then cut me off for the intro. That jerk. Anyways, everybody, welcome to Story of the Fight. My name is Ramiro. That's my boy Will.
What up?
Throwing the glasses on, it's getting serious. But this is where we talk everything mixed martial arts. If you even remotely like our content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can find us on Spotify, Breaker Podcast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are found. Social media, Will.
Yeah, we're at Story of the Fight on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everything. Anything you can think of, we're Story of the Fight.
We're growing. Be a part of our growth
We're
story.
growing. Yeah, be a part.
Join in on the fun.
Us?
Seriously, though, Rich, what the heck, man? He got me all hyped up right now. But anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about the fights. So there's a couple fights on, right? And we're going to talk more than UFC today. I know you're really excited for this, Will. I know you're really excited.
Man.
But man, let's go ahead and get started with UFC Columbus. First off, can I say how happy I am that we're leaving the Apex? I said it last time we were talking about UFC London. I'll say it again. We're back in America, okay? Yeah. And it was fun again. Like,
it was fun. But I mean, yeah, that being said, it was cool. The Apex is cool because you could hear everything, right? It's silent. So you can hear coaches, you hear shit talking, you hear the shots land better. But then the energy of the crowd does make things crazier. I would like to see more international cards. I feel like international crowds are better than American crowds. There was an absolute war on this card that people were booing at the end at the decision.
Yeah, that was nuts.
But it is what it is, right? But those moments, the big moments are so much bigger when there's a crazy crowd reaction to it.
Yeah.
Like it really makes a difference.
It's so crazy because we always want what we can't have, right?
Yeah,
because we get the crowds and we're like, we jump into the Apex and we're like, oh, it's so cool being able to hear everything.
Yeah.
This is so much better. I hope it stays this way forever. And then you start getting that and you're like, I miss the crowd.
Yeah.
I want the excitement. Like when there's a big blow landed, I want to hear the excitement and the roar of the crowd. And I just go back and forth. But right now, I'm in the happy stage. I'm happy that we're back in crowds. Yes. Same here. Here. With that being said, let's start covering Blaydes versus Daukaus.
Yeah, so how are we going to do this? We're doing the main event for the UFC.
And and then we're going to go the couple fights for one, and then we'll get back to the UFIS, the UFC.
The UFIS. Perfect.
Cool. So Blaydes versus Daukaus. Let's go. All right, so with Blaydes, this is not what I expected, this fight. I thought it was going to be a lot more of the same old Curtis Blaydes. You know, he's going to strike just to set up the takedown.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw a different Curtis Blaydes this time.
Yeah.
And, dude, his counter and his ability to time the counter was freaking amazing last night.
Yeah. So you saw what I had what I put in the group chat right before the fight, right?
No.
I was like, love how Curtis Blaydes walks out to Mortal Kombat just to go out there and lay on dudes. And then he went out there and didn't shoot for a takedown once. And I was like, never mind. That was cool.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty sick, though. I love the Mortal Kombat walkout.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Gets me hyped every time. But yeah, he came out and is this his first fight without attempting one takedown? It's got to be, right?
I didn't go back and look, but if I were to guess, if I were to put money on it right now, I'd say yes.
I mean, he didn't even shoot. He didn't even level change once. No clinching, and that's what he said, right, in the post-fight press conference or in the post-fight interview where he was like, yeah, everyone freezes a little bit because they're just waiting for the shot, and then it just never comes, and I light you up. And it's like, well, you say that like you have a history of doing that.
Look at that shot right there.
I know, yeah. And Daukaus is the striker, you know?
Yeah. No, but dude, Daukaus was extending forward, and Blaydes was just doing, like I said, a perfect job of just taking a big step back and landing that left counter. You know, and he'd do the same thing. He'd walk forward, take a big step back, land the big left hook.
Yeah, and it was a big the one that set him down finally was square in the face. Not on the button, not on the temple, just straight to face. Just fucking gnarly. And
Eye
when you have a
socket,
heavyweight like that,
bridge of nose.
yeah, just pure, I mean, straight shot. And Blaydes landed or Daukaus landed a shot on Blaydes right there, but I mean, there was no power behind it once his body was shut off. Yeah, I would not have called Blaydes by knockout. I had Blaydes winning this fight, but I did not have Blaydes winning by knockout.
I wonder what the odds were.
Blaydes for knockout? Yeah, it must have been pretty good.
It's like plus 1,000 maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish you could just bet on
that.
I wish we had a bookie and we could just bet on like, yeah, Blaydes isn't going to shoot once. They'd be like, what? Plus 5,000.
All right, so I mean, let's take a look at Blaydes' losses. Ngannou,
yes,
Ngannou, and Derek Lewis. That's it.
Yeah. What did you think about the call out after?
For who? Stipe?
Well, first he called out Ciryl Gane, and it was like, okay, because remember what I said after the last Aspinall fight? I was like, perfect. You do Aspinall versus Ty, you do Stipe versus Jones for the interim, and then if Blaydes wins, he can fight Ciryl Gane. Right? If Daukaus wins, I don't think he'd jump up to Ciryl Gane, but if Blaydes wins, he has to go up. That's the only guy that's up. So he calls out Ciryl Gane, and I was like, whoa, it's perfect. And then DC, but really the UFC is like, hey, Stipe's front row. Hey, Stipe, call Stipe. And then he's like, Stipe, I would love to fight you. I respect. And it was like, wait, what?
And then Stipe's like taking pictures with fans, and he's like, yeah, as he's walking off. I was like, did not care one bit, bro.
No, dude.
No,
that was hilarious, man.
Either way, though, both good call outs.
So but that makes me think, right? Because DC is doing that because the UFC is in his ear. That makes me think that Stipe versus John is not happening. And what the fuck is John doing? I don't know what the hell we're going to see with John Jones because
tweeting.
Yeah, tweeting, I guess. Yeah, headbutting cop cars.
Yep, man.
But that makes me think that they're not even trying to make that fight happen. If the UFC is saying, "Hey, call it Stipe," they're not trying to set up Stipe versus John.
Yeah. Otherwise, and it's not like Stipe went expecting the call out. I mean, they're in Ohio.
Yeah. He's just there.
So he's a legend, dude. How does he not go? You know, we had a couple of Ohio legends there, sir. We also had Joe Cool, Joe Burrow. Do you know who that is, Will?
Bro, no, I don't even know who that is.
Oh, shit, man. Okay, well, you got to look him up. He is the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, man. Taking the league by storm.
Gotcha.
Fantastic young man.
Okay.
I sound old. He's a fantastic young man.
I'll take your word for it.
No, but dude, overall, super impressed with Curtis Blaydes, his ability to continue learning at this level because his striking did look improved. Granted, he hasn't shown his striking very much in the past, so I don't know how much of an improvement it actually is. But from what I was able to see, it looked a lot better and definitely surprised me, surprised you, and surprised Chris Daukaus.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, you can say that his striking looks better, but also just his like fight IQ has evolved too, because it's not like when he fought Derek Lewis, it was so obvious that everything he was doing with his hands was just to set up a takedown, right? So that as soon as he did shoot, Derek Lewis knows he catches him with the uppercut. But this one, he was actually striking to strike, but as an opponent, you're like, is this just to set up the takedown? Like, I still got to be ready for the takedown, and then you're getting knocked out. You know, it wasn't just like throwing it out there just to show you something so that I can land my takedown. There was intent behind it.
It was perfect.
Which is
perfect, man.
That's scary. That's super scary.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
that's how Khabib dropped Conor.
If he continues doing that, man,
then all of a sudden he does shoot. Because that's the thing. Unless you flatline him like Derek Lewis did, if you hurt him in the stand-up, he can always fall back to that takedown. And even his fallback takedowns, he'll probably take you down. His wrestling is that good.
Yeah. Legend has it. He just woke up last week from that Derek Lewis fight. So
yeah. Well, remember when they announced this one? When they announced this one, it was like, all right, Chris Daukaus, you beat Shamil Abdurakhimov, and you're gonna get Derek Lewis. You're jumping up to number 2 or some shit from like 13 to 2. And it was like, whoa, this is a big test. He gets slept. And then they're like, all right, now you're fighting. You're ranked 9 somehow. Now you're going to fight Curtis Blaydes, who's ranked number 4. It's like, whoa, dude, can we get a step down? Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
tomorrow he's going to be ranked 7th now.
They're
like
all
he just
right,
continues moving up the ranks through like through losses. Like we're just giving you tough guys so you move up the ranks. Hey, too much too soon for Daukaus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Derek Lewis was the big test. He failed the test, right? It's not a big deal. I'm not talking shit. People fail tests, right? He failed that test.
I failed
that
a
means
lot
you gotta
in high
move,
school.
Dude, yeah, I didn't even I passed one class in college and it was fucking film. So what does that
Film.
say? Film
That's
studies.
awesome.
So he fails the test. He needs to fight someone. I mean, after that fight against Derek Lewis, he should not have been matched up against Curtis Blaydes. He should have been matched up against someone like Rosenstruck or Tybura or maybe even Volkov, because that was before Aspinall got Volkov. But like, to go straight from Derek Lewis getting flatlined, and then they're like, all right, Curtis Blaydes. Like, no, dude, that's crazy.
Rough.
I mean, because now he just got knocked out twice in a row.
Yeah. So
it's tough, man.
He beat Rodrigo Nascimento, Parker Porter, Abdurakhimov, Olenek. So it's not like he was beating,
Dude, when he got the Derek Lewis fight,
shelf.
It was like, woo, that's a big step up.
Yeah.
Which is fine, right? You got to take those leaps sometimes, and some people thrive in those situations, and then they take it in stride, right? And then it's fucking off to the races. But not everybody can do that, and it's not like
it's like back to the starting line now instead of off to the races,
Yeah,
back to the gates. Back to the gates.
Yeah, and I don't know now if he goes and fights like Augusto Sakai or Pavlovich coming off a win, maybe, but for sure, let's get him fighting someone in the double digits, right?
Oh yeah,
like
got to do.
He was what coming in? He was 9 coming into this. Yeah, you have to fight down now.
So who would you give next?
Augusto Sakai or Pavlovich. It would be my picks.
Wasn't Sakai? Oh no. That was Felipe, I think. One of them that
just got cut.
Yeah, that's who it was. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Sakai just lost to Tuivasa, but that was in December. So like, but also now Daukaus. I mean, 2 knockouts in a row. Maybe take some time off, eh?
Yeah, he's gonna need to, man. He's gonna need to. But hey, so before we continue talking UFC, I keep on promising you, Will, that I'm gonna watch some one fights.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what? I don't. Very much like Richie Casual saying that he's gonna watch fights and he doesn't. I do that to you with Ryzen and with One.
Yeah, you did.
But you came through and you said, "Hey, watch Lee versus Fairtex. Watch Rodtang versus Mighty Mouse. Just those 2." And I was like, you know what? I will. Let's do it.
2 fights.
So I watched one last night, Will. Thank you for your login, by the way.
Whoa.
What?
What do you mean? You watched it.
With your login.
Whoa, dude, there was no
Hey, man. At least it wasn't illegally streamed, dude, you know?
I guess. It might be. I don't know.
But yes, we watched Lee versus Fairtex. And I was
Angela Lee, man. Woo.
Super impressed. Okay, so give me a little bit of a backstory behind Angela Lee, right? So these are the 2 fights that I watch here: Lee versus Stamp Fairtex and Rodtang versus Mighty Mouse. But Angela Lee, was I hearing correctly that she had not fought in a minute?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think her last fight, 2019. But she's been like she was like the atomweight queen, right? When she fought in 2019, she got her belt back. Right. Nice. I think she's 11-2. I mean, she's very well rounded. She'd be, if the UFC had an atomweight champion or an atomweight division, which I think they should, because god damn, it's good. Like, she is the top, you know, she's the top. And Stamp Fairtex, she just won the, obviously you see Fairtex in the last name and you're like, oh, she's a striker. And she just won the atomweight Grand Prix, right? So that's why she had a belt also. She had the Grand Prix belt. Angela Lee's defending the actual belt. So they fight. She got the title shot off the tournament. And so going into this, it was like, all right, striker versus like mixed martial arts. Angela Lee's like savage on the ground, but she's good standing too. But it was very much like well-rounded mixed martial arts versus Stamp Fairtex, who's the killer striker. But also, I think I showed you Stamp Fairtex when she won the Grand Prix. Yeah, she won the Grand Prix against Ritu Fagat, who is a wrestler, and she armbarred her. And I was like, whoa, Stamp Fairtex, evolving. So going into this, it was like, what's going to happen? Dude, what a fucking fight, though. In the first round, she hurts her to the body with that left
hook.
Oh, my God.
Bad.
Yeah. I mean, immediately puts her on the back foot.
Oh, straight survival mode after that.
Yeah.
But, dude, it just shows how tough Angela Lee is. You know, and when she started clinching and everybody's like, oh, you know, that's not good for Stamp. You know, like this is where she wants to create some separation and start striking again. But dude, she did what she needed to do just to be able to survive. But she was hurt for a minute, man, because even after, and Stamp knew, because she kept on going straight to the midsection, and every single time, even if she connected just a little bit, you could see that facial expression on Angela where she was like, oh.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that left hook right to the liver, man. It was perfect. And then, she starts blasting the body kicks and stuff. Even the blocked ones are like still making her wince. And then the second round, dude, the grappling exchanges. Holy shit. We almost saw a twister. I was like, what's happening? It was so close.
I mean, we almost saw the triangle, twister, armbar. You know, it was very exciting. And then, because that's what the thing I was thinking about too, because I know it's Muay Thai, right, for Stamp? Where they say like she's just a Muay Thai master. But the way that she was able to get out of the armbar, and I was like, this girl's got some ground game.
Well, even at the end of the first, I think it was at the end of the first, she was threatened with the rear naked choke, right?
Yep.
Pulled the hand down, got the wrist control on one, and it was like, well, okay. And dude, the way after when the first round ended, she like gets up and she's like,
yeah, I sent you a picture of that, right? Where I was like, dude, I love this girl. With her arms out, just all. She's awesome, man. She's awesome. By the way, she had a great walkout as well.
I know.
Very well choreographed.
Walkout. Yeah.
Very well choreographed.
She's throwing shirts out into the crowd.
Dude, you know, she was just hitting every single time to the beat. And I was like, this girl's got it. This girl's got it. She's got the it factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before that.
Well, eventually, right, Angela gets the rear naked choke. Defends the belt. Keeps the belt. Did you watch the post-fight interview or no?
No, dude. Come on, you're pushing it, dude.
Hey, she's like, she has her baby right here. She just had a baby, and she's like holding the baby, and there's gold confetti everywhere, right? Because they shoot it down. It's fucking sick. But there's like gold confetti on her shoulder, and her baby's like grabbing it, and she's like looking and like showing it to her, and then shows it to the dragon, the guy who does the post-fight interviews. He like gives the confetti to the interviewer, and he's like, okay, like, and the baby's just like all stoked, and it's like, it was so fucking cool,
pretty sick, dude.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
It was cool.
For
that though,
like, Rodtang versus Mighty Mouse.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Mighty Mouse that first round
clocked that first round. There was a big right hand when Mighty Mouse was up against the cage, where I was like, dude, I'm shocked that he didn't go down off that.
And just so Rodtang versus Demetrious. This is a big deal because Rodtang's like pure Muay Thai and like a fucking savage in Muay Thai. Like the guy's a tank. He eats shots and just like starts hitting himself in front of you, and you're like, huh? And then he just like knocks you out. He's fucking a tank. And so they do a special rules fight.
What's his record? It's like 210-45 or something like that. Something crazy.
Like that, dude. It's
and he's 24 years old.
Yeah. I think. I don't think Tapology even has like his whole fights. No, they don't. But yeah, he's been doing it forever. And he's like one of the scariest punchers in Muay Thai right now. And so they do special rules where first round is Muay Thai, second round is MMA, third round is Muay Thai again, and fourth is MMA. All with MMA gloves, but they're 3-minute rounds. So Demetrious, when he does get to MMA, it's not like he has a full 5 minutes to work and try to get a submission. So it's like, oh man, this is going to be crazy. And the first round, dude, holy shit, man. What a cool.
Hold on. Sorry. I don't mean to break into this, but I'm so intrigued. This sounds like a movie card. I don't know,
dude,
but it's a special
martial arts shit, dude.
It's a special rules super fight.
Yeah.
Is that just to describe the matchup?
These are two of the best.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
so describe the matchup. Best. Okay. The super fight. Did it feel super, Ramiro?
What's up?
Was it super to you?
It was pretty awesome, man. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect because you hear about all the different possible fights out there and possible special rules. So when somebody finally puts it together and makes it happen, you're like, well, I wonder what it's going to be like. It's either going to be a total shit show or it's going to be phenomenal. And it was phenomenal, man. It was really, really good. And the thing that I really liked about this is that you could see the urgency from both of them, because Rodtang didn't want it to get out of the first round because he didn't want to go into MMA rules with Mighty Mouse, with Demetrious.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the second round starts, you could see the urgency from Demetrious, because again, it's only 3-minute round and he doesn't want to go back into
a
Muay Thai round with Rodtang. So with both of the guys, you just saw them bringing it like as soon as the round started. It made it so exciting.
It was cool because like the first round, Demetrious is like trying to be evasive with his footwork, right? And dude, he landed some big shots on Rodtang too. Rodtang, his chin is just fucking phenomenal. But he landed some big shots, but you could tell he's on the back foot. He's trying to evade, trying to keep his distance. Just has to survive for 3 minutes. It really reminded me, which is crazy because they're so much smaller, but it really reminded me of Stipe versus Francis, the first fight, that first round, how crazy it was when Stipe is just like evading these massive shots from Francis. That's what it felt like. And then the second round starts, and immediately Rodtang's on the back foot trying to be evasive. And it's like, whoa, I've never seen Rodtang act like this. And then Demetrious, man, his grappling. I mean, is there a more complete fighter than Demetrious?
Oh, man, it's kind of hard to think of one.
I mean, who else can stand around with a Muay Thai like expert, and not just an expert, but someone who murders people and survive it and throw some stuff back. But then as soon as it switches, I mean, the ability to have that like high level striking
the entire round.
No.
And he said it too during the. I did watch that post fight interview.
Yeah, you got it
with Mighty Mouse, and he was like, "Man, I wanted to fight. You know, I didn't want to get yellow carded. I didn't come out here to get yellow carded. Like I wanted to put on a fight, and I wanted to fight back, and I did. And he did, man.
And he did. I mean, he had more success in that first round than I thought he was going to. But man, as soon as he took him down, his ability to take the back and the way he used the fence, like, dude, he's so creative. Like, he's just so good. And
he even tried a Muay Thai clinch too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and Rodtang actually did a decent job defending the choke. I was whoa, look at this. I mean, I thought if it touched the mats, it was gonna be like butter, basically. Yeah. And it kind of was, but he did put up some decent defense for someone who's been fighting Muay Thai for almost 300 fights.
Hey, also, does anybody tap in one?
I know, dude.
Everybody's just deciding to go out.
Yeah, it's fucking savage shit, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention though, in the Angela Lee versus Fairtex fight, I believe it was Angela Lee who was gaining position on Fairtex, and you see the two knees.
Oh, yeah.
Fairtex was on her back to her head and immediately made Fairtex need to scramble.
Yeah.
You know, and so
can't just lay there and take those.
Exactly. You can't just lay there. You can't just hope that, you know, the round ends. If you're laying there, you're going to get hit with some shit, you know? So yeah, I really, really like that.
Yeah. There was also a fight earlier, a championship fight where yellow cards were issued for like non-action. Immediately after the yellow cards, guess what happened? More action.
And so with the yellow cards, they get fined?
10%.
10% of their purse.
Yeah, and if you get 3 yellow cards, you're DQ'd.
Wow. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Actual consequences.
Accountability goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly.
Accountability goes a long way. But man, it was a really fun fight to watch. And like I said, because it was already late by the time I started watching these.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back and watch the other one you told me to go watch, which was Sexy Yama.
Yeah, dude, Akiyama versus Aoki, just 2 legends, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just taking a look at the picture. How old is Sexy Yama now?
Oh, I mean, he's got to be like 45. Like,
he looks like he's 60 in that picture.
Yeah, his body doesn't, though.
Oh, yeah? Is he all juiced?
Dude, he is juiced. Like, there is man. I don't know what the drug testing protocols are in 1FC, but I don't think there are any.
Dude,
he's 46.
He's 46.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending me the information for this fight, Will. Wink, wink. Because I really enjoyed those 2 fights. So
yeah, and if you want to watch, Rich, can you go back to that card or the picture with like the whole card? Moraes versus Wakamatsu. Moraes is the guy that KO'd Demetrious with the knee.
Demetrious, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I watched that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Now that I think about it. Yeah. See, so, dude, I've been watching this for a while then.
There you go.
All right. Back to UFC. Before we had Blaydes versus Daukaus, we had Grasso versus Calderwood, also known now as just Wood.
Yeah. JoJo.
Yes. Dude, I love watching Grasso fight.
Yeah, I mean, I wish she fought more often because every time she fights, she's so fun to watch, dude. She's really good. She's so technical with her hands.
The fight kind of started off how I thought it would, with Joanne Wood trying to really maintain large distance between the two because she's so lanky.
Yeah,
she's got such a reach advantage. Her legs are so long, man. And you did see a lot of the front kicks, like the shove kicks, the push kicks coming forward. But Grasso did such a good job of closing the distance so quickly. And she hit her with like a 3-punch combo.
Yeah.
So she tries to kick her, and as soon as her leg goes back down, Grasso blitzes and hits her with a 3-punch combo, and it just rocks Wood.
Yeah.
And dude, her ground game is not too shabby. We keep on getting surprised.
Well, so this one, I do know the odds. Grasso first with submission was a plus 700.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you place that?
Hell no. They won't take my money. I totally would have, but they don't take my money.
Yeah, they don't take your money.
Yeah. But, man, how many times have we seen someone throw a lazy spinning attack and end up getting finished immediately after?
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva, spinning back fist right into the fence, and then Anderson lands that crazy knee to his chest while he's sitting down. Yep. Weidman threw the wheel kick lazy against Rockhold, gets taken down, smashed from mount. And then here we have JoJo throw a spinning back fist, and Grasso just takes her back and chokes her out.
Hey, but come on, man. Like, JoJo seems like a very sweet girl.
No, she's always been awesome, man.
She seems awesome. I love watching her on Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and let's not forget that she kind of got screwed over, man. She got a title fight. She was supposed to fight Valentina. Valentina pulled out, and then she stepped up and took Jennifer Maia to stay active instead of just waiting for Shevchenko to come back, and lost that Maia fight and never ended up getting her title shot again.
I think we know how that would have ended up.
Yeah, dude, spinning back fist knockout for JoJo.
Oh yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I've always felt like she was overrated.
It's not so much that she was overrated. I think it's just that the division was very shallow,
which caused her to be ranked higher than she should be.
Yeah, you could say that's ranked.
Overranked. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
she's always done enough to stay there. She'll lose some fights, but then she'll get the win. She's never really gone on like a run of losses. She's always done like just enough to stay relevant.
I mean, well, okay, let's take a look at her last fights, okay? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last 7 fights. Okay. She loses to Caitlin Shukagian, beats Andrea Lee, loses to Jennifer Maia, beats Jessica Ai, then loses to Taila Santos, and then Alexa Grasso.
Yeah. That's tough. Taila Santos is crazy, though.
Yeah, I mean...
She's a savage. She even
lost to Cynthia Calvillo, bro.
I know.
I mean, come on.
And
nothing against JoJo again, but...
She just got finished by Grasso, who this is her first finish in 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, first UFC finish. Last time she got a finish was first round punches against Alita Gray when she was 5-0 in 2014.
And I don't want to take anything away from Grasso. Like, I'm not saying that this was an easy win by any means.
Yeah.
She did a fantastic job.
Her last 3 fights are very impressive, man. She's got Ji-Yoon Kim, Macy Barber, and now JoJo. It's a pretty good run.
The future, Macy Barber.
Yeah, the future.
Derailed it.
Grasso.
The derailer, Alexa Grasso. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's next for Miss Alexa Grasso?
Yeah, I mean, she's up at 125. I thought she was gonna I didn't think she was gonna stay at 125, but I think she probably will. Where was she ranked in this one? Was she even ranked?
9th, I think.
9th? Yeah, she
Yeah.
was 9th. Okay. She beats JoJo, who was 7. Maybe she goes against Jennifer Maia, who's coming off a loss now at number 4. Yeah, maybe that's
There
what you
you
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Set it up. Make the calls, Will.
Yeah, I'll like Nate Diaz. I'll tag at Hunter on Twitter.
Hunter's like,
Some random
what did
guy.
I do, bro?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I like how he changed his name to Hunter, and then in parentheses, not UFC guy.
Awesome. All right. Before that, the Just Bleed gods shine down upon us.
Yeah.
Barberena versus Matt Brown.
The Just Bleed gods created Bryan Barberena and Matt Brown. Those are, you know how people are like, everyone's created in God's image. These guys were created in the Just Bleed God's image. Like,
yeah.
Every time they fight, dude. Have they ever been in a boring fight?
Have you ever seen Bryan Barberena's name on a card and be like, well, I don't want to watch that one, but I will?
Yeah, the first time I saw him against Sage Northcutt, and ever since I was like, no, that guy's a fucking must watch.
Was it against Vicente Luque? Was that the fight where?
Oh, what a banger!
Right?
Yeah, dude, he
And
almost beat Vicente Luque, and he almost knocked out Leon Edwards.
This is a contender for fight of the year, I think.
Oh yeah,
right?
I think so.
It was that good. Rich and Casual. Put this on your list of fights to watch that you will not watch. But Matt Brown, man, the ageless wonder.
Dude,
still got
immortal. Actually immortal.
Still got it, dude. Still got it. Super aggressive. It seemed like he was getting a little gassed, right? Starting the second round, where Barberena was able to start taking advantage of slower reaction times from Matt Brown. But dude, he's so gay, man.
Dude, and like his ability to get like the trips and the takedowns and just like sneak them in is so good. That's some crafty veteran experience shit right there. Like,
okay, so this picture right here, this is something where anybody that's just listening, Barberena throwing the right hook on Matt Brown while he's up against the cage. This is something that Barberena did a really good job of on the second round. Is cutting off the cage. He continued cutting off the cage and getting Matt Brown up against the cage, and that's when he started letting loose a little bit. You know, and the thing is that, again, Matt Brown is so game that he would end up clinching, you know, gaining better position, and then the elbows out of the break. I mean, we saw what the elbow could do. We saw it against Sanchez, right?
Yeah. One of the craziest elbow knockouts ever.
Oh, flatlined him. And then we saw them again against Barberena.
Yeah.
Just so dangerous out of the break.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to knock out Barberena. I know he's been knocked out before, but it's damn near impossible. The guy's got, he's got a titanium skull. But Matt Brown, I think when he lost to Blaydes in 2020, he got knocked out. I think a lot of people kind of started writing him off, saying maybe the chin isn't there, this and that. He lost to Condit. And then he has the big comeback fight against Diego Lima. And then coming into this one, I was like, fuck, man, Barberena is so tough. And he's such a brawler. Like, I don't know if Matt Brown's chin can hold up. Dude, I mean, he was there for everything. He took every shot.
He really did. And then I'm just taking a look right now. So he lost to Vicente Luque. Again, that was an insane fight. Yeah. Then he lost to Randy Brown, stoppage too. Yeah. But then other than that, man, I'm taking a look at his entire record. And I don't see him getting stopped by...
No, it's so hard, man.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, the dude's a tank. He's an absolute tank. Every time he fights, it's like this.
Yeah, it never fails. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, UFC calling you and be like, hey, man, we got a fight for you. And you're like, yeah, who is it? Barberena. You're like, fuck, man.
You're like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be a long fight. Probably going to break my nose. You know, I'm going to have a concussion. I'm going to go to the hospital. Like, I guess I'll fight him.
I guess I'll take it. How about this? This was the last fight on his contract.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which... I'm sure he was like, yeah, the ball's in their court. If they don't call me, then I'll probably just retire. And I was like, damn.
Oh,
this dude just wants to fight in the UFC.
Straight up. Okay. Yeah. Well, Scott Coker's pretty sad right now off to the side.
Yeah.
He's hiding behind the tree again. You know that little meme of him licking his lips? Yeah.
He walked away to put on another mismatch.
Oh, shit. Okay, but excellent fight.
I mean, yeah, fight of the night, like you said, fight of the year contender.
Yep.
I mean,
Give us more Matt Brown.
To say that Matt
Give us
Brown,
more.
yeah, how old is Matt Brown right now? He's like 41.
60.
He's 41. And they just had a fight combined 200 strikes.
Wow.
That's crazy in a 3-round fight.
That's
just
insane.
Absolute savages. And not one knockdown. He took everything Barberena threw at him. Gotta respect it.
Straight savage. Yeah. We love you, Matt Brown.
Did you see what he said though? He wants to sign. I think he wants to sign like an 8-fight contract and fight 4 more years. I think he wants to retire at 45. The dude's a fucking savage.
That's nuts, man. That's nuts. All right. Before that, we had Kara-France versus Askar Askarov. This kind of derailed my prediction of the year for flyweight. It really did. Because I went Askar Askarov.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay.
He's the future, right?
Well, yeah. Another derailer comes through in Kara-France. And I thought, okay, he beats Kara-France, then he gets a title shot. No ands or buts about it. He needs to get a title shot.
This is pretty much, in my opinion, I thought the winner of this fight, I know Pantoja was supposed to fight. He put all this stuff, but I mean, you got to fight. At this point, you got to fight if you're Pantoja. So I was like, coming into this, Askar Askarov and Kara-France, winner of this is probably going to fight the winner of Moreno and Figgy. This should have been the co-main, in my opinion.
Yep.
And then probably should have been 5 rounds.
Hey, and so like the first round, this is pretty much the first round. What you see right here, which is Kara-France with Askar Askarov on his back like a spider monkey, avoiding the rear naked choke, and he did such a good job, man.
Dude, this round, I was like, I don't even care what happens in the rest of this fight. This round specifically showed me that Kai is ready for a title shot. Dude, his takedown defense, when he's on the single leg and he just jumps up, puts his other leg up, and just like rides him for a sec and then hops back down. I was like, holy shit, that is like something you see a champ do. That's a champion level fighter does shit like that. So that alone blew my mind. And then he goes deeper on it. He puts his hands on the mat, does like a handstand for a sec, and then pops right back up. And I was like, dude, this guy
Behrman off to the side, just like, we got ourselves another one, dude.
That's my shit right there. And then Askarov takes his back and is threatening with the choke multiple times, switching sides, and Kai just staying calm, doing exactly what he needs to do. And then the second round was like, all right, cool. I got your timing on the takedowns. I'm not even going to let you get in on them, and I'm just going to blast you. You can see whoever was walking forward was winning this fight.
But this is the problem that you see right here. So Rich, perfect timing on the picture. Askarov, no lateral movement.
Yeah, straight back.
Everything straight back. So Kai, perfect adjustment. I don't know whether that was Eugene or whether that was Kai that noticed that. But in the second round, he started lunging forward.
Yeah.
And, the thing is, a lot of times you say you don't want to extend as a fighter.
Yeah.
Because you get caught, right? That's how you get caught with counters. But all Askarov's doing is moving straight back. So he's lunging forward, extending the most he can, and he's catching them with these wild right hooks, wild left straights. And when you're not, who was it? Muhammad Ali? Where his coach used to tell him, like, hey, dude, you don't want to move straight back. It's like a freight train that's coming forward. Do you move to the side or do you move straight back?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I'll avoid the freight train. You know what I mean? Either way. But that's not Askarov. So, got to learn from it, dude. Got to learn from it.
Dude, in that second round, some of those shots that Kai was landing, you see shots sometimes where it doesn't just snap the head, but the head also, it snaps and like wobbles like this. There's a couple of those. I was like, oh, shit, he might finish this right here. It's close, but then, it wasn't. But, excellent adjustments from Kai. Did you think he did enough? Yeah.
His attitude, like at the end of the first round, and you could tell Askarov's annoyed as shit, man, because he's trying to put him out. He's in that body triangle, or he has him in the body triangle for so long, his legs are getting gassed, and the round's over, and he sees a smile on Kara-France face, and he shoves him after the round's over. And Kai just turns around and just smiles again. You know what I mean? And then he comes out, look at him, pointing at the ground, saying, let's go, dude, phone booth style. I just love watching Kara-France fight.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of people were upset with the decision on this one? I thought they got it right. I thought Kai got 2 and 3.
Yes.
It was close.
The third round was close.
Obvious
first round for Askarov. Obvious second round for Kara-France. Third round was pretty close, but I felt like the more significant shots were landed by Kara-France.
At this point, yeah, in that round, it was so close. Kai doubled him up on strikes, but Askarov had control time, top control for a minute. But ultimately, damage is what matters, right? So,
Hey,
yeah,
and
I
that was
had Kai winning 2 and 3.
Askarov's first loss of his career.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still very high on him. This is a big learning moment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And because it was his first loss, I don't think he knew how it works because he still hung out afterwards. Like, he was waiting for an interview. Yeah, then DC's like, nah, dude. Like, go to your locker room.
We only talk to winners.
Oh, man. But, yeah, so great fight, and I'm looking forward to see Kara-France hopefully get a title shot next. And, I know Figueiredo went through and said, hey, move aside, assassin, baby. Kara-France just earned a title shot. Then, Brandon Moreno replies on Twitter, and he's like, hey, it looks like somebody lost their balls and doesn't want to fight. How about an interim fight between Kara-France and myself? And then once Figueiredo finds his balls and we fight, we unify the belts. I'm like, okay, look, dude, UFC was already talking about Figueiredo versus Moreno.
You have to do it.
We have to do it. I don't care if it happens every fucking weekend. I just want to watch those two guys fight.
I saw someone commenting that was like, I'm just like, it's just boring. And someone was like, what was boring about any of their fights? He's like, I'm just bored of the matchup. And it's like, fuck off, dude. Every fight is great. Why would you be bored of it?
That person should be blocked.
Yeah.
Their IP address should be blocked from ever streaming any UFC or anything ever again.
Yeah. You lost your UFC card.
Yeah, dude. All right. Before that, Neil Magny versus Max Griffin.
Dude, Max Griffin looked like a world beater in the first round.
He sure did. He sure did. Now, I guess he went on afterwards too and said that, okay, well, we'll talk about the fight and then I'll talk about what he said afterwards. But Neil Magny is just like that annoying fly that won't go away.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop pressure. He's kind of in the scene. He's in the top 15. He's not in the top 15, but he's always just in the mix.
Dude, you know what I mean? If you can beat him, you are very good. If you can beat Neil Magny, you are very good because he poses some very interesting problems.
And Max Griffin, he's been on the up and up. What was he on a 2-fight win streak? Was it 3-fight win streak?
Something like
that. Brahimaj, Song, and Condit.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad cracks. At all. And he's winning in an exciting fashion.
Yeah.
But Neil Magny, like you said, is one of those elite fighters. Juice or not, because I know that we ran into an issue with that with Neil Magny in the past.
Yeah.
But either way, one of the best gatekeepers the UFC has.
Yeah. What did you think about the decision in this one?
I didn't mind it.
I thought second round is the decider, right? First round was clearly Max Griffin, right? Drops him. Big shot that made Magny looked like he was a completely different fighter after he got up from that shot.
Yep.
Second round, very close. Griffin outstruck him in the second, right? But Magny kind of outworked him a little bit with the grappling, but not significantly. So very close. But what I noticed, and this is why,
he also landed a huge combo in that second round. Huge combo.
Yeah. And something that makes Neil Magny such a problem and so hard to beat is when you start to fade. That's like the adjustment he can make. Where some fighters is like, hey, he's only moving backwards. If I just start lunging, I'll start catching him, right? Or, oh, hey, he's dipping to the left. When he throws this, the uppercut's there. I'm going to start swinging the uppercut. Alexander Gustafsson versus Glover Teixeira. There's adjustments like that. But then there's adjustments that Magny can make that most fighters can't. At the end of the second round, it's like, hey, that last minute, Griffin looked exhausted. Go out there in the third and fucking press him with aggression and volume. And he can use his cardio as an adjustment, which most people cannot do.
Yep.
You have a tank and it's depleting. Magny can turn it up whenever he needs to. And man, at the start of the third round, I was like, this dude is drowning him. Like he just made the adjustment of do not let up and keep going because he can carry that pace. Most people can't. And that's positive once. Who knows? But his cardio is insane.
Hey, but he also trains in Denver.
True. Over at Team Elevation where TJ was training for a bit. And
oh, snap. Putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Nah,
I didn't even really think about that.
But it was a good fight. I think so.
Let me see. Yeah,
it was a good fight though.
Fight team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was really
fair,
good fight.
TJ wasn't there when he tested positive. To be fair.
No. Yeah, thanks, TJ. Hey, but like I was saying at the end, Max Griffin goes on Instagram and says, "Hey, thank you, Dana White, for still giving me my win money."
So I did not see that.
Yeah, he gave him his show and win money. Because he's like, he thought I won, and I thought I won, but it's like, dude,
maybe don't say that.
Yeah, because it was a close fight.
A second round is very close.
It was a very close fight, and like I said, CompuStrike, I know it doesn't mean everything, but it was pretty close. So I just started thinking to myself, like, who landed the most significant shots? Again, we go back to the most significant shots, and all I get thinking about in that second round was that huge combo that he landed on Griffin. And I don't know what happened with Griffin at that point, because he seemed like a little stunned. Like before he even went up to do that combo, his hands were down. He just ate those shots, almost like something like, you know what, I'll eat a couple of these because I don't want to my feet right now.
Dude, that's the thing with Magny, dude. You start drowning. Yeah. I mean, his pace is crazy.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see what's up next
bumped.
For Neil Magny. I mean, he's 26-8 now.
I mean, the dude. I mean, he's got some names too.
Yeah.
I mean, 26-8, and like you said, he just kind of just refuses to go away. He'll go on a little run and then lose, and then go on a little run. He's now Max Griffin and Jeff Neal, two very tough guys. He lost to Chiesa. Before that, he beats Robbie Lawler, Rocco Martin, and the Leech. Then he loses to Ponzinibbio, and then he has 2 wins, loses to RDA. It's like, I mean, the guy just he goes through like 2 or 3 wins and then loses, 2 or 3 wins, then loses, but it's at the top. It's not like he's not at the fringe of the division. He's at the top.
Again, one of the best gatekeepers that the UFC has.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you look at some of the wins he's got: is Eric Silva, Kelvin Gastelum, Lombard, Johnny Hendricks, Carlos Condit, Leech, Robbie Lawler, Jeff Neal, like really good wins. And if you look at the losses, Damian Maia, Lorenz Larkin, RDA, Ponzinibbio, Chiesa,
no chumps,
all very good guys.
Yep. All right. Who are we covering next? Because I know we're trying to save time since we did cover some one fights.
Yeah, and honestly, this UFC card we're skipping Borshev versus Jacasey just because, I mean, Borshev's, a lot of hype around him, but the fight was not good. It was a bad fight. Jacasey came out. But I do want to say, everyone's talking shit about Jacasey, saying like, oh, if Borshev can get taken down by Jacasey and control the whole fight, like, what does it say about Borshev? People forget that Jacasey, before he started getting a couple highlight reel knockouts, dude came up as a wrestler. It's not like this is like, he's not a tier 2 wrestler who's taken down a striker a bunch of times. He's a good wrestler. So I'm not super down on Borshev for this. But
so don't downplay is what you're saying.
Yeah, don't downplay it. I'm still very high on Borshev. And Jacasey needed that win. I think we're skipping Sarah McMahon versus Carl Rosa and going to Chris Gutierrez versus Danaa.
Danaa.
Yeah.
Not Dana.
No.
Danaa.
Yeah.
Yes. Danaa came out an absolute world beater.
He's a wild man. He is a wild man.
Yes. Mongolian, right?
Correct. His nickname? Storm.
I mean, that's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Hit him with some good stuff. And the funny part with this, though, is that, I mean, he cracks Gutierrez. Gutierrez tries, a couple of spinning back fists. Yeah. And, the announcer's like, oh, that's why you don't try that type of stuff. Like, it's cool, every once in a while. But if you go through and then on cue, dude, Gutierrez hits him with that spinning back fist, lands right on the jaw.
Yeah.
And Danaa is out.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it, but I kind of thought that it was kind of a bad stoppage. I think it was stopped. It was stopped more for the drop, but the follow-up shots, I thought Danaa was reacting okay. But the shock of a giant spinning back fist landing is like, whoa, I gotta stop it. But I thought he was kind of okay. I need to rewatch it. But...
I mean, this picture almost looks Photoshopped there, but you see Danaa kind of just staring off into space while there's a fist about to land right on his cheek.
Yeah, true.
Who was it? Was it Herb?
I think it was Herb, this one. Yeah, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, okay. Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't the worst stoppage. I'm not going to complain about it, but Gutierrez looked much better in this fight than he has in the past too. Despite losing that, I thought he lost the first round, but he did look pretty good.
Yeah, and a couple of good prospects on our hands here either way. With Chris Gutierrez moving up to 18-3, and Danaa that barely brings him down to 12-3. So still a bright future for both of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very high on Danaa. I'm excited to see him fight again. I was very excited for this one, but yeah, he drops it. But Gutierrez got a bonus for this one, I think.
Oh, did he?
As he should.
Okay. Well, we'll cover the bonuses a little bit later too. Before that, we had Khizriev versus Tiuliulin.
You said it. Denis.
Tiuliulin.
First name Denis. So we'll just call him Denis. Khizriev is he's going to be exciting to watch moving forward.
Yeah,
I really like his style.
He was mixing it up. And the thing is, as soon as you see a name like this, Khizriev, you're like, okay, let's see some sambo. Let's see some sambo-style wrestling.
Yeah.
Let's see some ground and pound. Let's see some takedown, some ground control time. But, dude, he was willing to mix it up. And he had some clean strikes, too. I really like Denis's boxing. Very crisp.
Yeah, me too. Dude, he cracked him early in the fight, and I was like, oh, because I think Khizriev was a massive favorite in this one.
Yeah.
And he gets cracked early, and it's like, oh, this isn't going to be as easy as I thought. And then the takedown was just so smooth. And I was like, oh, maybe it will. And then, but yeah, I mean, Khizriev just looks like no matter what you throw at him, it doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
He seems like one of those.
He's willing to take it anywhere.
Yeah.
On the ground, on the feet, it doesn't matter.
Pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying. He looked like a really exciting fighter. I don't know what the whole story was behind him and Bisping and then DC. And it was pretty funny, though. I guess Bisping said that it was DC's fault that he wasn't on the main card. And, this guy didn't pick up on sarcasm at all. He's like, why did DC say this, brother? He's just, all pissed off after that, going after DC.
Yeah.
Dude, gotta love it. Gotta love it. So funny.
Yeah. I'm very excited. So one thing to keep in mind in this one is Khizriev this was his UFC debut, and he looked really good in it. And you might not know Denis, right? I don't even know how to say his last name, but if you look at who, because this was filled in for short notice. Yeah, Tiuliulin. Yeah, let's go there.
Let's go with that.
But if you look, he took this on short notice, right? Denis filled in for an opponent. But you look at who he was supposed to fight in his debut, and it's Wellington Turman, who is pretty damn good. That got canceled. Then he's supposed to fight Kyle Daukaus. That gets canceled. And then he's supposed to fight Kiriko. That gets canceled. He ends up getting this fight. But if that's where the UFC is placing him for his debut fight, is someone like Turman, Daukaus, and Kiriko, big things come from Khizriev, I think.
Yep, agreed. Who'd be fun from? Kevin Holland, maybe?
Kevin Holland staying at welterweight, I hope.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If he fights Kevin Holland ends up on his back in the first minute and is there for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Erase that. Hey, Rich, just delete that part. No, I'm just kidding.
Delete that. We were live? What?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for at least that's all we're going to cover because we're already reaching the hour. So we'll go through a moment of silence. Well, what fights were canceled?
Yeah, moment of silence. Originally, Jan Blachowicz versus Alexander Rakic was supposed to be on this card. Amanda Ribas versus Karate Hottie would have been cool. Tucker Lutz versus Sungwoo Choi would have been really cool. Yeah. Danaa versus Montel Jackson was supposed to be on it. That's a much better fight stylistically. We wouldn't have got a cool spinning back fist knockout, but I would really like to see Montel Jackson back in there. Khizriev was originally supposed to fight Magomedov. Olenek versus Latifi got canceled day of. Latifi got sick or something. But the big one for me, there's a big one, was Nate Landwehr versus Lerone Murphy. That was supposed to happen on this card, and I was so excited for it because Landwehr's only in wars, and Lerone Murphy is a fucking sniper, and I cannot wait to see him again. He pulls out, and then David Onama takes the fight, and I'm like, oh shit, Onama's crazy too. Landwehr versus Onama's a great fight, and then Landwehr withdrew, and it's like, damn it, like, so just cursed all like, whole fight was cursed, but both those matches would have been so fun.
And then bonuses.
Curtis Blaydes gets a performance of the night bonus. Matt Brown and Barberena got fight of the night.
Oh, well
deserved. And then Chris Gutierrez got a performance bonus as well.
Awesome.
Kind of surprised Grasso didn't get a performance bonus.
Man, they should just really go towards the you finish the fight, you get a bonus.
Yeah. Anybody who finishes a fight gets a bonus. But my budget.
but budget. All right, and what do we have next week? Is there anything next week?
The next card, I believe, is not next week, but the week after.
April 9th.
And
UFC
it is
273.
a good one. Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie. I don't care what anybody says. Korean Zombie doesn't deserve it. He's only in this because of the injury. He's going to get smoked. Stylistically, fantastic fight. Cannot wait to see Zombie in there against Volkanovski. It's a fantastic fight. People are riding off Korean Zombie, and I don't necessarily know if I was putting money on it, if I would put money on Zombie, but it's a much closer fight than most people are saying. Then we have Aljamain Sterling versus Piotr Jan for the co-main event. Champ versus champ. Can't wait to see it.
Champ versus champ. I love it.
It's a great fight. As much as the drama, all that stuff, the first fight was fantastic. Mm-hmm. You know, it was a very good fight. Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha Torres. Fantastic fight.
Yep.
Women's strawweight is so good. Kelvin
Tisha Torres reminds me of the female Neil Magny.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I don't think she's ever going to win a title, but you can use her as a gauge to see how good these prospects are.
Yeah. Yeah. She reminds me of Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah.
What?
She got the same nose.
Okay.
Kelvin Gastelum versus...
Okay.
Yeah, she looks like... She's like, you're like, Rain Man? I don't know. Kelvin Gastelum versus Imavov. But Cyril Gahn said yesterday that Imavov might be out of that fight, which I hope not, because god damn is he good. That's a great fight. Yep. The big one, though. Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev. Cannot wait to see it. This is the ultimate test for Khamzat. If Khamzat gets past Gilbert Burns, it's a title shot.
It's a title shot after that. It has to be.
Woo. I'm excited just talking about it right now. Mickey Gall's on the card versus Mike Malott. That's a great fight. Julio Arce, who looked fantastic in his last fight against Daniel Santos. Ian Gary is back versus Darian Weeks.
A good one too.
That's a fun fight. He's not going too high up too quick. You got Vince from Hell Pichel versus Mark Madsen. Woo. Dude, that's a tough fight, man. That's a very good fight. Piero Rodriguez versus Kay Hansen. The girl's back. Kay Hansen. Man, give her an easy fight, huh? Jesus Christ. Rodriguez 7-0. Rosenstruck versus Tybura. Fantastic fight. Maybe outside of my sleeper hit, though, is this one right here, dude. Anthony Hernandez versus Duplessis. That is a good fight. That's a sleeper fight of the night right there. That's a very good fight.
And then you have Aspen Ladd and Raquel Pennington kicking the card off.
I don't know if this is... There's no way this is the correct order.
Right?
Didn't they just... Oh, they just put it in... during the event, they put it... I have it right here.
I mean, they probably have to be starting with like Arce and Santos or Gary and Weeks.
So all this is the prelims and then the main event or main card. So it doesn't have the early prelims, but the prelims start right now with Rosenstruck versus Tybura. Then it's Hernandez versus Duplessis, Ian Gary versus Weeks, and Aspen Ladd versus Pennington are headlining the prelims. So I'm not sure before the Rosenstruck fight. I'm not sure how the early prelims are going, but that's how that's going to roll. Then you open the card, open the pay-per-view with Gastelum versus Imavov, Dern versus Torres, Burns versus Khamzat, Jan versus Sterling, Volkanovski versus Zombie. What a card.
Oh my God.
That's a good card.
All right. Looking forward to it. Well, that's all I got this week, Will. Was there anything else?
There was some fights that were pretty damn good. Manon Fiorot looked very good, but I mean, we're already at an hour, and like you said, we covered 2 events. But yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. So just like we talked about earlier, when we first started the podcast, if you like, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow us. If you like, it's good, it's nice. Then you can also follow us on Spotify, Breaker Podcast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts are found. We're trying to reach 400 subscribers. We're trying.
Yeah, what are we at? 320?
I don't know.
I think we're at 320.
I mean, but not that long ago, we're like, hey, we're trying to reach 275 before UFC 275, and then
we're trying to pass the UFC numbered events.
Yeah. So
watch them catch up to us now. We don't gain any until 320.
That would be so sad.
Oh man.
All right. But social media, Will.
Yeah, at Story the Fight on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and Reddit and anywhere.
Anywhere. So you can find us anywhere. And it's the easiest handle, Story of the Fight.
Story of the Fight. Across the board, consistent. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for joining us for another week of Story of the Fight. About to watch Sexy Yama.